What's going on, guys? It's Champ Daly back with another video, and today we're making a Paul George build in 2K24. As you know, I'm probably hecka excited to show y'all this because Paul George is my favorite player of all time. Probably of any sport, of any level. Paul George, I followed him basically his whole career, essentially. I just love his game. I've always loved his game. I've always been a fan of Paul George. And so I kind of started playing 2K a little bit, started getting bored of playing the competitive version of 2K and trying to get wins, because especially when you're playing with randoms, it can be kind of tough, especially, when you're not in at least a 2 squad or a 3 squad and you're just loading up solo rec. It's not exactly the funnest, but, I decided, I want to have fun on this game. Let me make a PG build, okay? Like my own personal PG build, not looking up anybody else's videos, none of that, just my own personal PG, how I feel like he plays overall as a player. And, yeah, so I decided to put in a few clips, just a few small clips, and then go ahead and show y'all the attributes. And so, as you see, for finishing, we got an 81 driving layup, 89 driving dunk. So you'll see me come in here, and I'll put the driving layups in first, and I'll put the driving dunks. I think I put 2 close shots in right here, just to show y'all you can make close shots at a 25. I mean, it's not a big deal. Obviously, you want to be a little bit open for them. You don't want to shoot no 100% contested on a 25, but yeah, 81 driving layup. I think for 81 you did get DeMar DeRozan. Obviously that's one of the best ones in the whole entire game. Obviously Paul George does not have a driving layup style in 2K24, and if I'm being honest with y'all, I don't have Paul George's jump shot in on any of these videos. To me, if you go on 2K24 and you load into a rec and you try to use Paul George's jump shot, I'm sorry, but it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow online, and it's going to be too slow to use and properly get great shots up. You see what I'm saying? But I do have his free throw on, and I do have most of his animations on, whether it's dribble animations or whatever it is. I have most of Paul George's animations on. But anyways, back to the layups. So you'll see me out here just making a couple layups, whether they're contested, open, whatever. Like, I don't see how that one was open because it was a shooting foul. But hey, whatever 2K got to say. And you'll see me take a couple shots right here that are just open layups. But the thing is if I was to take those same layups with a 70 driving layup on my point guards, because I've done it before, trust me, I've played a lot of 2K24, I've done it before. If I was to take these same layups that are saying open, I promise you I would miss them every single time. So the 81 driving layup obviously does help a lot. It gets you the contested shots, and I know you're going to look at it and you're going to say, oh man, you ain't got your layup meter? Yeah, why you got your layup meter on? Okay, personally, I'm not going to put on a layup meter, bruh. Everybody knows Champ Daly is a shooter. Alright, I already had to deal with learning every different timing for my jump shot on different builds. I have different builds with different jump shots. I've already had to learn every timing, whether it's out the catch, whether it's sideways, whether it's catching from high, catching from low, whether it's fading, all these different things. If you want to learn more about them, go check out my other video on how to shoot better in 2K24. It's pretty cool. Maybe you can learn something about shooting. I don't know, something for everybody in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I already had to learn my timing with jump shots and all that other stuff. Me personally, I didn't want to have to go through trying to time a layup or do a dunk meter and try to time that and then miss because I mistimed it. And I understand y'all gonna be like, that's a skill issue. Like, personally, okay. Okay, like I don't care. It could be a skill issue if that's how you want to look at it. At the end of the day, me personally, I could just see what side my defender is on and then hold the stick to the other side, or I could let off turbo and do a layup. You see, and a lot of my takes will be spin jumpers, or the spin cycle stuff, where I spin into the paint, get it in the dunk, get it in the layup. It's very effective. I don't know if y'all use that. I don't know if y'all have ever tried it, but it's very effective. I definitely recommend it because you'll see me multiple times get open off of it, or at least getting a good animation off of it. You'll see me with a couple putback dunks in here. I'm not going to really speak on it on the finishing side. I'm going to speak more about it on the defending side just because of the rebound version of it, but we'll talk more about that when we get to defending. So, like I said, you see me come up here and get some contacts, and you're going to be looking, and you're going to say, Dallas, this ain't a Giannis build, this is a Paul George build. Personally, Paul George, you know, this man was doing, like that exact dunk, that man is doing, bruh. And maybe not anymore, but definitely in the past. So 84 mid-range and 83 three-point shot. So you'll see me come through, and the first few clips will be mid-ranges. The second will be three-point shots, so you can see what type of shots you can make off of an 84 and an 83. But back to what I was saying about Paul George and his past. Okay, I know a lot of people sit here and look at Paul George and say Paul George is not the same player he was. Personally, I do not like that. And that's why I've always said Paul George is underrated, Paul George is underappreciated, because people want to come out here and say stuff like that. Say, oh, well, Paul George ain't the same player he was. Paul George, you know, was way better in the Pacers. I wish he would have never got injured. And me personally, obviously, I don't want anybody to get injured. I wish he would have never got injured. But my problem with saying that is Paul George, yes, he got injured. Yes, whenever he came back, he wasn't exactly the same player. No, he's still not exactly the same player. But I feel like and I understand he still gets injured every now and then, but I feel like he takes routes to not put himself in a situation to get injured again. So maybe he's not as aggressive, and maybe he's not going in with full contacts like he used to. And don't worry, I'm not. I watch Paul George. I know he still gets contacts. He gets contacts on the Clippers. He gets contacts on OKC. I know he still gets his contacts. All right, but I'm just saying he ain't as aggressive as he was. So I think there's three different styles of Paul George, and I think there's the more finishing side, and that will be the, you know, obviously Pacers version of Paul George, as you've seen in the first part of the video. The second part is the three-point shooting and the mid-range, and I feel like that's honestly more OKC. Obviously his MVP season, obviously his or MVP caliber season, and his Defensive Player of the Year caliber season. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like that is more OKC, because he just was shooting way more in my eyes from what I'm seeing. He was shooting way more and way more efficiently than he has in his whole career when he was on OKC. Maybe that's Russ, because that was prime Russ back then. Maybe it's just Paul George was, you know, just feeling himself those 2 years. But I just feel like, you know, this is the OKC version, and then I feel like we get into the Clippers version. And I feel like he's more of a playmaker type person. Obviously, he still gets his contact. Obviously, he still shoots great. And he shot great his whole career, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he still shoots great. But I feel like now he's more of making plays and things like that. And before I get into that, let's go ahead and look at the playmaking. So you get 80 pass accuracy, you get 85 ball handle, and 77 speed with ball. You could also go ahead and do the bottles off of that. So you see me throw some lobs, you see me throw some half courts, lobs. I think here's another half court to Joey on his Isaiah Thomas build. I'm pretty sure he'll have that out sometime soon. He's been grinding. Go check out his channel, Ask by Joey. But so you know the pass accuracy is there. You know I have it right here. I get a little ankle breaker off of a spin jumper, pass it out, green A. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like this is the more style of Paul George. You know, he's getting more chances to ISO. And I mean, I don't want people to take things the wrong way and just, you know, take it out of my mouth and say, oh, well, you know, you're saying Paul George never could ISO. Paul George, he just never could. No, like I said, I've been a fan of Paul George for a very long time. And obviously when he was on the Pacers, he had plenty of chances. Obviously when he was on OKC, he had plenty of chances, but obviously, you know, you had Russ there, obviously with Melo there, trying to be a number one, but wasn't successfully a number one. That's a whole big thing. I can get into that later on, but, you know, Paul George, I feel like now he's being a great playmaker role. Not necessarily, and I know people take playmaking, oh, well, all playmaking is just dribbling and passing. Personally, no, it's not. Playmaking, it's in the name itself, making plays. So as you see, obviously these are 1v1 theaters, and that is because whenever I'm playing, and especially when you're playing with solo random rec, the PGs are not going to pass to you to ISO 99% of the time. They're going to take it up, try to dribble for 40 minutes, and do all this other stuff. So I don't get many chances to ISO, especially when I'm playing solo rec. Even with my 20 points per game, even with all that other stuff, you can look at the top right and see how many points I have in most of my clips, and look at the timing on the quarters and see where I'm at. And you see I can score efficiently and I score many points, but I don't get many chances to ISO. So I had to come in here and, you know, ISO a little bit in the 1v1s, just to show y'all the playmaking. But you get an 87 perimeter and a 73 steal. Now don't knock the strength, all right? So right here you see the strength coming up. Obviously he's not getting past me. I'm over here, I reach a little bit thinking they're gonna pass to him. Obviously they meant to pass to him right there. Here I come back over here contesting him. He ain't nothing to me. There's Paul George, you know, with the defense. Paul George, that's one thing about him, he's always had defense. I know everybody jokes around, they want to show, oh, Paul George getting game winners hit on him. Bro, let's not act like he doesn't play good defense, though. All right, I don't care about these game winners that are hit on Paul George. There's a reason they're hit on Paul George, and that's because he is one of the best defenders or the best defender on the team at all times. So obviously you're going to have him on the greatest player for the final shot, you see? But you'll see me come through here, get some steals. Right here I get a steal and a block. On the same possession, I threw a turnover that was kind of wonky. That was tough. Now, the thing about the blocks that you'll be seeing is if you look in the picture, I don't have my block upgraded. So I'm getting these blocks on a 25 block. So what does that personally mean? That means that I am playing that good of defense that I am getting blocks when I shouldn't even be getting blocks, you know? So 73 steal, you saw me get some steals, you can get some interceptors, you can get some pokes. You'll see throughout, or you had already seen, you know, you get your steal with 73 steal. You get bronze badges, they work pretty well for me. So rebound, I don't have a high rebound, but you'll see I'm over here boxing out of center. I get a rebound over him. You'll see me, and this is what I was talking about the putbacks. Okay, I understand Paul George gets his like 5-6 rebounds a game, something like that. But even though I don't have a rebound, I still am over here getting rebounds, and it's because of these putbacks. So right there, you just saw me get a rebound. He takes a shot right here. I get another putback. Boom, there's another rebound. So don't worry about the rebounds. So me personally, I think this build is all around and can do every bit of everything. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. That'll be the end of this video. Let me know if there's anything else y'all want to see, any other builds y'all want me to make. Like I said, I got a James Harden coming soon. But yeah, I guess that'll be it. Have a good day.